coming in about 10 seconds. And I'll say Mike's hot when the mic's on. All right, mics are hot. Standard to me. Oh man, I'm jamming in the studio here with we got Charm and we got SB the Anomaly. So yeah, so I was kind of talking about this earlier. I wasn't sure how to phrase this episode because they do so much, and so it's gonna be let's be creative because they do a lot, too much to put into one little category. So first, I want to thank y'all for coming, and this is a more of an audio medium, so people don't know who the y'all is. So how about we just introduce ourselves? We'll start here. Charm, who are you? What's going on?
Hi, I am Charm Baxter. I identify as sensitive. My pronouns are I feel. But yes, that's how I lead. I'm a sensitive person in this world who is a Renaissance woman, and I do a lot of different things. I'm an entertainer from birth and a performer always. So.
Okay. That's a good intro right there. That's me. How about you?
Yeah, that's hard to follow, man. That was very charming, no pun intended. So yeah, I'm SB the Anomaly, and I dabble in different things like most artists do, right?
Yeah.
And the main thing I would say is probably MC, right? I'm a professional artist. I'm a professional freestyle rapper, recording artist, performer, pretty much international entertainer. I'm a part of a squad called the Iconics. It's my DJ and I. DJ is K Prime. We do our thing all over the world. I'm also a professional dancer, published author.
Oh man.
I do stunt work. I do motivational speaking. I just pretty much, I can keep going, but the point is that I like to do as much as I can.
Yeah. You name it and you can do it.
Yeah. There's more things I want to do, but I just enjoy branching out, having fun, and just having a good time.
Yeah.
I wasn't a born entertainer. That was not who I was. I became this because I needed something to do to give me purpose.
Okay.
And I found purpose in this.
Yeah. So with both of y'all are entertainers. Where do y'all perform? Like, I know we got different kind of creative outlets, but it looks like they're all performance based. So where was your last? Let's start there. Where was your last performance?
Oh, my last performance, I was at New Peace Mondays.
Okay.
I believe, yeah, and I did a poem. Well, I did a mixture of things. I did poetry, comedy, and I freestyled. And actually, SB inspired me to do that. I can tell you more about that later.
Oh,
I appreciate that.
He don't know. He just found out right
now. Well, as you can imagine, I was also there.
Yeah.
And yeah, she was hilarious. I thought her whole set was going to be comedy. I didn't know she did comedy, so that makes a lot of sense. I was telling people, she was really funny when she went to her poetry, so that was really cool. Yeah, so same thing. I went over there to show love. Curtis McKinnon, Mr. McKinnon actually is the host, and my boy Orange, they curate that show at Binks Orlando, and it was fun. I did a poem on motivation. Trying to get people to aspire to acquire their dreams, and then we had Tampa. Artists from Tampa came out.
Wow.
And then when the show was done, I went outside and I entered the cypher and I freestyled for like, a couple of minutes.
I think that's the video I saw of you. I was like, I get that show.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I was
little hostile, but it was good.
It was dope, man. So let's talk actually a little bit about New Peace Mondays. So the big thing about this show is, we have comedians on, musicians on, filmmakers on, and there's all these different spots that nobody knows about. It's very separated. And so New Peace Mondays, I only know because I'm actively looking for artists, right? That's kind of how I found SB. That's how I found. Well, not Charlie. Kind of saw you earlier, but no. Tell me more about New Peace Mondays. I've seen stuff on like the internet, Instagram, but I don't know too much about the space. I know it's at Binks. And obviously Mondays. But can y'all tell me a little bit more about that venue?
Sure, I can tell you from my lived experience there. I bet you SB knows a little bit more, but New Peace Monday, so it is at Binks, and the way I experience it is that the producer Orange is a sort of an alchemist, I would say, that really knows how to manipulate energy. Because when you walk in there, it feels like home. It feels like grace and love, and it feels like people are really there to soak up not just your words, but to soak up your energy and return it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my experience of New Peace Mondays for sure. Yeah, but the history behind it and like everything else, I'm the new kid on the block, so I would want to pass that to SB, who probably knows a little bit more.
Well, I consider myself still a kid, so it's okay. So, New Peace Monday. I mean, Orange has been rocking for years. You know, he's been doing this thing in the open mic scene. So they actually have two open mics going on. You know, he has that one, which is New Peace Monday. Then you have Respect the Mic as well. And New Peace Monday is, you know, comedians, poets, singers. I mean, pretty much anything artistically that you can do on a microphone is present there.
Wow.
And the vibe is really chill. My boy Curtis, aka Mr. McKinney, he hosts it, does an awesome job every time. And it's just about bringing different energies together. You know, it runs from 7 to 10 p.m. And it's a really cool crowd.
Yeah.
You know, you see everything there. All kind of backgrounds, you know, all kind of interest, and the energy is always great. Always a fun time there.
Oh, man, that sounds like a cool place. I definitely need to check it out. Luckily, I know it's in the name Mondays at Bink, so I definitely want to check that place out. So, kind of there, we're talking about mixing energies. Who are some of y'all, like, and this is a good, like, shout-out moment, you know, because, like I said, you guys are in a scene that I, myself and a lot of my audience members aren't in. Who are some of your favorite, like, local creatives, you know, your favorite local poets, comedians, or just people that you'll see up at New Peace? Or I mean, you've been rocking it, you know, in this game for a while. So you can just let me hear some of the people I should know about. I like doing this because I listen back to the episode and I write everything down. If I just follow all these people on social medias and try to get in contact with them, so this is more of a networking thing for me. But also, I'm sure some people listening, you know, either in their car. You shouldn't be writing in your car right now. But if you're listening to this like the next day on Spotify or something, or Apple Music, yeah, get that pen out, and get ready, because we're going to get some gems, some knowledge from these people.
I really enjoy Brian Bethia. I enjoy a poet named Slim. I feel like Slim has a first part of their name and a second part, and I can never remember the second part. Truth, yeah, Slim Truth. Who actually, she went to the Women of the World Poetry Slam. Like, amazing poetry. I can relate to a lot of their poetry. I also like Curtis McKinnon. Yo, Curtis raps, Curtis acts, Curtis does poetry. I really, really enjoy his stuff. Of course, SB. I gotta shout out SB. Like, SB is really smooth with his words. Who else do I like? Did I name 5 already? I don't even know.
You can name as many as you want. There's no cap, or as little as you want. So this is
this is a hard one for me because I'm in like a different scene, so it's like hard.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's a hard one. Typically, it's like a band. It's like I had Felicity on here a few episodes ago, and they just pop punk bands. They just kind of gave you the pop punk scene. With you guys, it's kind of hard.
Yeah. I would say also Simba. Simba's a poet and a producer, and she also raps and stuff like that. I'm really attracted to multi-hyphenates.
Yeah.
You know, people who do a lot of different things well. You know, they're not a jack of all trades. The perception is that they've mastered it, even if they feel they haven't mastered it. The way they're presenting it, it feels like a master. And I always am attracted to that because it shows me that there's a genius at play, you know?
Yeah.
So a lot of the people that I named, I think 3 of the people I named, from what I know of their work, they're multi-hyphenates. So yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's good. That's good to know because I definitely looked them up.
Yeah, Simba, SB, and Curtis, multi-hyphenates for sure.
Oh man.
Well, I mean, much love to Charm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't sit here and not show love to Charm. Charm has a great energy, and I appreciate people who are talented but also have a good energy. I always tell people that your talent will open the door for you, and who you are will keep you in the room.
Yeah.
So anyone who's listening, if you're looking to be an artist, especially if you want to do it professionally, tour the world or leave the state or make money off of this, you have to have, you know, there's 3 things you sell. You sell whatever you're about, you sell your brand, and you sell who you are as a person. So much love to Charm in that respect and aspect and regard. You want poets? Because if you give me a genre, it's a lot easier.
Give me some poets. Yeah.
Okay.
Some
Yeah.
poets,
So
yeah.
Slim is my sis, but also she's extremely talented. So, you know, and I'm gonna name poets that cause there's a lot, man. There's like a lot of OGs out here too, like Devry. Like there's a lot of people out here, like Sean Welcome. So I'm gonna just name people that are actively performing, I guess. You could
Okay,
say,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
'Cause
so
I've heard Sean Walker
from what
on,
I've
like
seen, because I'm
NPR
not
or
like all
something
over
like
the poetry scene either, but just from what I've seen. So if I don't say your name, please don't beat me up. I'm just saying what comes to mind.
that.
So Slim for sure. You know, you can. Slim is always killing it. You know, you have Eddie Figures. He wins like every slam that happens. You know, of course, my boy Curtis, Pacific Cannon. You know, Orange also does poetry. Some people, I know they might not know that, but my man just went down to Tampa with the squad, and he was on the microphone as well. But he also provides the platforms, you know, Respect the Mike Orlando, which is the Instagram for Respect the Mike, and then you have the New Piece Monday, which is the Instagram for that, you know, at Vink. So he's an important figure as well. You know, shout out to Arjun. I feel like I'm naming hosts right now. So Arjun's another dope poet. He also hosts the open mic that happens on Wednesdays every week at Austin's Coffee Shop.
Okay.
You know, like I said, Sean, welcome. Shout out to Sean. You have the verse word that happens every Tuesday at Credos. You have my man Brian. He rocks at the Writer's Block on Monday.
Oh, which one? Writer's Block in Winter Park or Winter Garden?
It's downtown Orlando. I
Downtown
forgot the
is
name.
it?
I think
Oh,
it's.
it's
I
not.
forgot the name of the bar, but it's.
Bitters and bottles.
Yeah, say it again.
Bitters
Oh.
and bottles.
Bitters and Bottles.
I-
Yeah, yeah.
I heard.
He's another amazing poet, but he also hosts that as well.
Okay.
You know, so there's a couple of
Yeah.
people, but there's a lot of amazing poets, man. Like Simba, again, I used to do events with Simba all the time, and I've worked with her youth multiple times in different workshops. And Simba is probably one of the biggest hearts that I've ever met, and she's always helping out kids. And these are all people that have multiple skill sets and talents. So we could take up the entire radio show just talking about what they do and what they're into. But these are a few people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I can name a lot
Yeah,
more.
yeah, I'm sure. I mean, just with that little question there, I just learned a bunch of new like mics that are available. I think it sounds like there's one almost every day of the week. That's crazy.
Yeah, you just learned about a lot of them. You know, John T has another one as well. John T Love is dope as well. And I think his is on Saturdays. I don't know if it's every Saturday or once a month Saturday,
Yeah.
but he has one as well. It's a lot. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on.
That's cool because I used to dabble in some poetry, you know, hip hop stuff like that. So I need to maybe brush off my maybe not maybe 2024. I'll kind of get back into it. It's a long
time is
way.
now.
I'll start writing. Well,
Do it
I
now.
have a daughter coming.
Oh, congratulations.
August. Yeah.
There you go. We'll bring her on stage. And
I
do
should.
poetry.
Happy belated Father's Day.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that your first?
No, I got an 18-month-old at the house right now. He's
Wow.
Okay, that's what's up.
He's
Yeah, I don't
sleeping.
have none of that. I have
Yeah.
nothing. I'm alone. in this
So,
world.
I know I know like the first like 6 months you can't really schedule anything when you have this because you're not sleeping, they're not sleeping. So, but yeah, I definitely get back into singing. This is cool. I'm learning. So enough about the scene. I want to know more about like why y'all do what you do because I know, and I want to kind of start with SB because you kind of said earlier like, you know, you didn't begin a performer, right? Like it's something that you felt like a calling or a need, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to make this too dark, but so I began as a martial artist and I was in sports. You know, believe it or not, I had scholarships in basketball, football, baseball. I was a world champion fighter, and I hurt my knee doing flips. I was in a demonstration team for a squad in New York, the school that I was a part of, and I hurt my knee. And when I hurt my knee, I didn't really know how to handle that because I was made fun of a lot when I was younger. Never bullied for obvious reasons. I was in martial arts since I was 5 years old, so that never happened to me. But I was always made fun of. But the one space that I never had to deal with that in was martial arts and sports. So once I hurt my knee, that was taken away. So another thing was I got made fun of a lot for like, you know, how I spoke. I used to stutter a lot, and you know, people made fun of my breath, so I was scared to open my mouth and speak. Like it was really crazy. So when I hurt my knee, I was in a very dark place. I didn't really want to be alive. I never attempted suicide, but I wasn't okay. I was definitely in a really bad place. So rhyming gave me a voice.
Yeah.
Rap gave me a voice. Rap also, I guess you can say, rectified the stuttering, because as you can see, I don't stutter very often now. I'm pretty articulate, and that came from rhyming. And rap was the catalyst that made everything else happen. The motivational speaking, the acting, the dancing, the teaching, like I do a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah.
And it all stemmed from the rhyming. So essentially, it was to live.
Okay. Wow.
It was to have a life.
Yeah.
It also gave me a way to make extra money because I was living alone by the age of 15 while simultaneously going to high school in New York. Cause my parents came to Orlando, and I was like, nah, not yet. And they let me stay alone because I don't drink, I don't smoke. I was a straight A student.
Yeah.
You know, and
Discipline. I mean, you had that martial arts discipline, so I'm sure
yeah,
that played a big part.
exactly. Yeah, and then championship teams that I was on, it wasn't a game. You know,
Yeah.
so rhyming was the thing, and life was the reason why. So I take this extremely seriously because when every time I rhyme, I'm paying homage to that, to the fact that I'm still here.
Yeah.
So didn't mean to.
No, man.
Take
That's,
That was beautiful.
But yeah, that's the only way I
Use
can
some
answer that.
snaps, man.
Hey, I think you get ready for the poetry shows, man. Yeah, rewind.
Yeah. So why do I do what I do?
Yeah.
Okay, so backtracking a little bit, being less abstract and being more specific, I do poetry, comedy, freestyle rap, and really I'm just a writer and an expressionist is what I found out. And what I mean by what I found out is for a long time, my talents and who I am as a person was hidden from me. And I recently found out that I'm a born entertainer and performer, that I have a gift, that my energy is a gift, that my words are a gift, and that I am supposed to be of service to other people through my gifts. And that's a big reason why I do what I do. A little bit about my background. I was taken away from my mother when I was 9. And when I was taken away from her, the social worker, she gave me a journal. And she told me to start journaling and to write. And from there, I wrote my first poem. And my first poem was actually about something very dark. It was about a drug addict. And at that time, I had never seen a drug addict. My mother was not a drug addict. My father was not a drug addict, nothing like that. It was more of an empathetic poem. It was almost like it was birthed within me. And this 9-year-old just started writing these words. And the social worker was really, really impressed. And it got published in I think it's like the National Poetry Magazine for kids or teenagers, something like that. But what happened is that the certificates and everything got sent to a different part of my family, and I never got the book, I never got the certificate, but everybody talked about it. And the reason why that story is very significant is because it's a plain example of how my own talents were hidden from me. As a 9-year-old, I feel all kids, we just express ourselves, and I say we because I still see myself as a kid too, you know? And so I was just expressing myself, and I was not looking at the accolades at all, you know? And so me being in this creative world and just kind of just doing this thing naturally, I never even thought about like what it meant or where the book was or anything like that. But the adults all knew where it was, and they were praising it and stuff. So I don't know if that makes sense. Like it was kind of like I was over here in La La Land, and everybody else was excited about it, but I didn't understand the importance and the significance, right?
Yeah.
So fast forward through the pandemic and everything like that, I was actually an essential worker. I worked in mental health. I was helping a lot of immigrant families in New Mexico. And I dedicated my life to service in a different way, not through creativity, right? And it really drained me. The pandemic really, really drained me. And from there, I made a decision within myself. I said, well, I know I want to be of service. I know I have these gifts, right? And I know where my heart is and stuff like that. What can I do? And I spent a year, and I saved $12,000, and I moved to Orlando to be a creative, to be a YouTuber, to do everything, to really just like pursue this and make it a reality.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I enrolled in classes. I got a scholarship to SAC. I'm actually dropping, okay, I guess I'll make the announcement. I'm going to be on the ensemble at SAC, and so I worked really hard for that over a whole year. So I do improv
That's
theater.
what's up. Yeah, we love SAC, yeah.
Yeah. So I do that, and I lost my train of thought. That happens a lot. Oh yeah, but just fast forward, basically what happened is I realized my talents. I made a decision, right, to still be of service, but in a creative way, right? I moved here, and I said, how can I make it happen? And I just started to put my all into everything, into comedy, into poetry, into acting, into everything, right? And now I forgot what I was saying. My bad, y'all. This is how my brain works. I go into tangents.
No, I mean, but what you're saying though, it's all. I mean, it's all resonating with me at least. So
yeah.
I'm sure people listening are feeling that because, Y'all both have such interesting stories. I'm excited to dive deeper on these stories individually.
Thank you.
How about that segue, right? So let's get to some more music. I'm gonna go. This is you're on the spot right now, Charm. Give me a song to play here.
Oh, Blessings.
You got it.
This year, Blessings.
Blessings this year.
Yeah, or it might be
Oh, like Victor Thompson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go. Get some music going, and we're gonna do a little solo session here with Charm and get to more of this goodness. But this is This Year by Victor Thompson, and I can't say the next thing there. Oh man, that was good, y'all.
really. So I feel like
No,
haven't
that-
done it